Hey YouTube, this is Elder T. I just wanted to come in and weigh in on the question posed by Living My Best Life on why we marry, or why did we marry a man that we know or knew was not good for us. In my case, I'm divorced. I've been divorced for 11 years now, going on 12 years in January. It'll be 12 years, but I was married equally for 12 years. Married when I was really young, 19 years old. Just didn't really, know a lot. But I married at the advice of people whose opinion I held really high. 19 years old with a 2-year, well, my son was like a year, maybe a year and a half then at the time. And I had no self-esteem. I felt no value, no worth due to some things that happened as a child and things I was told. So, of course, I'm going to feel like, if somebody tell you the best thing you need to do is get married because ain't no man going to want a woman with a child, of course, being that young and not really knowing your own value, you're going to follow that. That voice is going to ring loud in your head. So that was my case. I didn't even like him. I didn't like him in that way. I liked him as a friend, but I didn't like him in a romantic way. But like I said, I was told, because you have a child, no man's gonna want a woman with a baby, and that child need a father, because my son's father ran. When he found out I was pregnant, he dropped off the face of the earth. So those are the things that weighed heavily on my decision to marry the man that I married. He's my ex-husband now, of course, but that's why I married him, and he was very good. He declared his love for me. He pursued me. He went to the military. He's a year or two older than me, but we were in the same senior graduating class, but he went to the military. And while he was in the military, no, we were not together, but while he was in the military, I got pregnant. So when he got out, I had this beautiful little chocolate baby, and he wanted to be his father and all of this, but I just did not like him in that way. I knew in my heart of hearts I didn't like him. And one of the tell-alls of that was, we went to the Justice of Peace and got married. I stood there before the judge and cried. I cried, not tears of joy, but I cried because I knew I did not want to do this. But all I could hear was, no man wants a woman with a baby. That baby need a father, and that's all I could hear. That's all I could hear. And then, of course, through, when you get out of school, you do some things. I was partying, I was, drinking, I was doing some things. So people had ideas of me, I was loose and I was this. So it was almost like a pacifier to me to marry him, to calm me down, to settle me down. And hindsight now, I really was not that bad. I really was not that bad, but because I had nothing in me, no self-worth or anything, everything people said from the outside, the external voices, influenced my decision. So I married him because I felt like I needed him to be somebody, because nobody thought anything of me. I didn't even think anything of myself. Even though I had my own apartment, my own car, my own job, I was holding it down. I had nothing in me, no self-worth or anything. So I felt like I needed him really to turn me into this better person, and because of all the stuff I had been told about myself. So we did marry. 2 years after we married, we separated. Got back together after about 10 months and were married, up until 2000, the year 2000. So my issue was I had no self-worth, and I needed him. You never marry anybody, you never be with anybody, period, because you need them. You be with people because you want to be there, not because there's something you can get in return. That is very selfish. And over the years I've realized that he and I are friends now, where after the divorce and everything, we were not talking, we were not communicating at all. There was a lot of back and forth, bad, just hostile feelings toward one another. It really ended in a lot of resentment. One of the things he said to me, because he was very good to me, although there were infidelities on both sides, one of the things he said to me was, this marriage has been all about you. You know, I've given you everything you wanted and blah, 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 which he had. He said, now is my time. So it backfired. It pretty much backfired. I married because I needed him. And everything he did for me, he threw it back up in my face. It backfired on me. So yeah, I married him for the, I knew it when I was marrying him, that I was marrying him for the wrong reasons. Like I said, we are friends today. He is very active in his son's life. So to answer your question, living my best life, that's why I married. No self-worth, no self-value, no sense of direction. Didn't feel like I had a future. Didn't feel like I was worth anything. I felt like I needed him. I was a daddy's girl. My daddy had taken sick, and you know, we knew he was going to pass. I needed him, and it just didn't work. So I hope in those 6 or so minutes, the information I just gave you concerning my past will help you in writing your book. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who views this video, all YouTube and whoever else. Much love from Elder T. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk later. Bye-bye.